Hello and welcome to another episode of Grassroots Vegan. I'm David Kelly. Now, in this episode, I would like to talk about how I gave up drinking on a low-fat vegan diet. And to start off with, when I became a vegan, I was drinking about 4 bottles of wine a week. And I didn't even think about attempting to give up wine, nor did I want to give up drinking wine at the time that I became a vegan. The thought of giving up meat and all animal products was a big ordeal for me at that time. So I didn't even, that wasn't even an issue for me. My first focus was to learn how to prepare meals and eat an animal-free diet. And I did that for about 3 months. And then for other health reasons, I decided to become a low-fat vegan. And, not low-fat raw or raw to 4 or 80-10-10, because I didn't even know about that at the time. This was just basically a diet that was free of animal products and that was lowering how much fat I would take in each day. And which it actually turned out to be more or less 80-10-10. And within a very short period of time of taking on a low-fat vegan diet, I started to notice a lot of health benefits, and the most obvious being weight loss and increased energy. And I was liking this, and I was also beginning to work out more. I was more active. And so what seemed to come naturally after that was that I just wanted to cut down on drinking. So from 4 bottles of wine a week, I cut down to 2 bottles, and I restricted most of my drinking to the weekend. And that seemed to work fine for a while. But as my health began to improve even more, and then I did discover 80-10-10 and the low-fat raw vegan diet. Then things really began to accelerate in terms of health and fitness. And even drinking 2 bottles a week became a little bit too much. So I cut it down to a bottle a week, and I did that for a while. And that worked okay, but even at drinking 1 bottle a week, I just felt like every time I would drink alcohol, I felt that I had diminished my health benefits at that time. And it would take a couple of days to recover from that. I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like anything to take away from the health and fitness that I was enjoying. And so at that point I decided, you know what? I want to give up alcohol completely. And so I made a decision that on my 50th birthday, I would have my last drink, and that would be it. And that was about 8 months away. At that point, I was so charged up on the low-fat vegan and low-fat raw vegan lifestyle of eating predominantly fruits and vegetables that I couldn't wait to give up drinking. Like even drinking a little bit at this point was having a negative impact on me. I couldn't even tolerate a little bit of alcohol anymore. And I think a part of that too is, and this is not science, it may be science, I don't know, but this is just my personal opinion. I think when you're eating a lot of fruit, that strong desire for alcohol decreases because you're getting all the carbohydrates and all the sugars you need for your body to be properly fed. And I think it's probably I would speculate that a lot of people that are heavy drinkers don't eat a lot of fruit. Now that's just my opinion, but I found that by eating a lot of fruit, getting the fructose in my system, it lessened the desire to drink alcohol, and it made my tolerance towards alcohol very low. So as we're approaching my 50th birthday, I'm just counting the days down because I'm looking forward to giving up alcohol completely. Now, you may ask, well, why didn't you just give it up there and then? Well, I don't know. It was, the alcohol, the drinking, the drinking of wine was a habit that I had for a number of years. And it was a psychological thing at that point. It was just something that I didn't let go. I wasn't willing to let go that easily. And also there was the social side of it as well. When I would be out with people, I felt more comfortable socializing after I had a few drinks. It was a crutch, no question about it. And so there was that factor too. So we're approaching my 50th birthday. We get to my 50th birthday. I have a few drinks. I didn't go over the top. I didn't blow my mind out. And that was it. The next day I was free. And then I really just, went all out for eating well and pursuing optimal health. Now, about a month after, I was invited to a birthday party. And that would be the big test, because now I had been about a month without alcohol, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Never had any major temptations, but I'm invited to this birthday party. There was a lot of strangers there that I'd have to get to know. And in the past, it would have just taken me a few glasses of wine to get comfortable being amongst strangers and getting to know them. I had to do this now without having any drink whatsoever. And to make things worse, at the birthday party, they were serving some fine vintage wines. Like these were like $50 bottles of wine. And I could smell the aroma of the wine in the air. And I was so tempted because I was feeling a little bit awkward being amongst a lot of strangers that I had to get to know. And I really wanted a drink that evening. I just wanted a drink, but I didn't do it. And I made it through the night. And the next day, I felt completely liberated. I felt free, that I broke that chain. I broke that habit. I was able to get through a night where there was expensive bottles of wine and where there was a lot of people that I had to socialize with, and I did it without a drink. After that, it was easy sailing. Now, it's been 5 years since I've had a drink, and I can honestly say I don't remember the last time I've had a craving for any kind of alcohol whatsoever. It's literally just not a part of my consciousness at all. I don't dream about it. It's not in my subconscious. It's not lying there just waiting to, once the temptation comes up, I'll lose control. It's just not there. And I remember I had company over one evening, and I bought a bottle of wine for the company, and there was about half a bottle left. And so it was sitting in my fridge for many days afterwards. I ended up just throwing it out. There was no urge to drink it or anything. It was just there, and I got rid of it. So what can I say? Being free from alcohol completely is wonderful. Today, I live a life that's basically drug-free. No alcohol, no stimulants like coffee, no drugs, no pharmaceutical drugs, nothing. And it's the most wonderful high I've ever experienced. I'm high on life. I wish I would have discovered this many years ago, but I wouldn't have been open to eating a diet of predominantly fruits and vegetables back in the 90s, let's say, or even later on than that. Or in the 80s or whenever. Any other time in the past, if a vegan would have come to me and tried to convert me to their way of living and eating, I just would have shut them down. There's no way on earth. Not even a vegetarian could have reached me. So I guess I just had to be at the right place at the right time. But you know what? It's still not too late. I'm enjoying life on a level that I could have only have dreamed of before. And you can have the same thing. If you've just become a vegan, if you're just starting to get acquainted with the low-fat, raw vegan lifestyle, and you still drink, unless you have a problem with drinking that's affecting your family and you're working or you're an outright alcoholic, then in that case I would say you need to break the habit completely, and you're going to need help to do that. But if you're a social drinker, or you're just you've gotten into that habit of having those drinks and you like it, and you're finding it really difficult to give up, then stop focusing on trying to give up that habit. Rather, focus on the habit of being healthy. Focus on the habit of being fit. And that's the area that you need to increase, your health and your fitness. And as you do that, there won't be any room for alcohol at a certain point. You'll be anxious to get rid of it. I mean, it's like a bad relationship. You've had this relationship for many years, and although it wasn't perfect, it served you in a certain way. But as you begin to pursue health and fitness, and if you really embrace the low-fat, vegan, raw vegan lifestyle, you're going to find at a certain point that this relationship with your drink will have to come to an end. You're going to have to break up with it. And you may think it's going to be hard, but when you reach that place, when you're ready to break up with it, because you are now enjoying a wonderful life that's full of health and vibrancy, then there won't be any room for it in your life. You'll want to let it go, and it'll be the best decision you've ever made. But in the meantime, don't get upset by the fact that it's hard to let go of that relationship. I understand it. It may take you some time. Be patient with yourself and just focus on getting healthier and more fit, and eating cleaner foods, and everything else will fall in place in its due time. Take care and fruit up.